Hey everyone, Ashley Mailloux here with the Daily Racing Form. Last weekend, the Coast to Coast Pick 5s were canceled due to the cancellation of Santa Anita, but for the Saturday Coast to Coast Pick 5, it's a big one with Derby preps on both Gulfstream Park's card as well as Santa Anita Park's card. Gets kicked off at Gulfstream Park in their 12th race, which is the Grade 2 Devona Dale. This is for 3-year-old fillies going that one-turn mile. I did spread in here. I used 3 runners. I do think the 3 Red Carpet Ready and the 5 Undervalued Asset are probably the 2 most likely winners when you look at their resumes and what they've done so far. Red Carpet Ready looks to stay undefeated and start number 4. An Undervalued Asset ran very well off a bit of a freshening in the forward gal just behind Red Carpet Ready. My long shot in here is the number 2 Infinite Diamond. I know in terms of maybe the time of her last race, there are a couple horses here who had faster races, but thought the way that she won the cash run was very impressive. It was a very easy win for her. I think she's going to offer some value in this spot as well. So I did toss her in my pick 5 ticket. We'll go to Santa Anita Park for their 5th race, which is a 1-mile turf event. It's the Grade 2 Buena Vista. Originally, I looked at 2 runners in here, but kind of looking at the sequence, I feel like you could try to lighten it up, or you could go really heavy in a favorites, win these races. I didn't want to be on the heavy ticket side, so I did use the number 6 Quattrell in here, who was very impressive last time out in the Grade 3 Megahertz. She was cutting back from some longer races, and the 1-mile distance was kind of that hitting that beautiful spot last time out. Going to close from off the pace. She's proven against this level of competition. I do think she is the one to beat in the 5th race. We'll go back to Gulfstream Park for race number 13 at 1 3/8 on the turf. It is the Grade 2 McDermott. Nice big field of 10 here. I considered several runners in here, and I thought the number 1 highest honors of the Chad Brown barn ran very well last out. Now that was back in November. In the Red Smith, finished second behind Astronaut, who I also use in this spot, who's the number 7. In the case of Astronaut, what we've seen so far, some big buyer speed figures, especially in those last 2, was able to control the pace last time out and win by 3 lengths in the Red Smith. And just, is a very consistent type, but a long shot, my longest shot in the entire sequence here is the number 6 Bema's Boy, who I think is very sneaky. Now finished 4th on the first of the year, an allowance optional claiming event. You can see he was closing from off of it. He was only 4th best, but prior to that, he had some very nice efforts. 2 back. He was 3rd in the Elkhorn at Keeneland behind Channel Maker, who's always been a fun horse to watch. I just think looking at the pace scenario, I don't want to see him too far back. I'd like to see him get a good trip, and he's typically there. I mean, the win honors may be a stretch in here, but the price I just found very intriguing in this big field. We'll move back to Santa Anita Park, the Grade 2 San Felipe, where the 3-year-olds are on the spotlight here in the San Felipe, 1.1 miles on the dirt. There is this scratch of the number 6 Crypto Ride. It's a big field. And looking at the group in here, I ended up going 3 deep. I thought the number 2 National Treasure was intriguing off a 3rd place finish in the Sham. I think we're going to see this one take a step forward. Johnny V has the cone, has been aboard him in 3 of his 4 career starts so far. The 3 Practical Move ran very well last time out, and that was 1.1 miles at Los Alamitos, a very different kind of configuration than this one will face going long at Santa Anita, but has been there in just about all of his starts. And then the number 7 Hijazi, who this is a horse that's been highly regarded due to that huge purchase price of over $3.5 million. Was able to graduate last time out. Biggest concern with him will be the distance, but a 99 buyer speed figure for that maiden victory last time out. And then we'll wrap things up with another Derby prep. This is the Grade 2 Fountain Youth at Gulfstream Park. It's their 14th race, 1.16 miles on the dirt. Now, knowing the configuration, that is 2 turns. So this will be interesting to see how these horses kind of handle that distance at Gulfstream. Some of them have gone that far on the main track. Others have not. The number 4, Forte, 7-5 on the morning line. It is a short price to swallow, but when you look at what he's accomplished so far in his career, he is 4 for 5, and he did win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile very impressively. And I just like what we've seen from him so far. He typically can kind of run from being forwardly placed, but more recently he's been getting a good trip off the pace and has that late rally. And I just think this is a horse that's going to continue to get better as he stretches out in distance. And I think we're going to see big things from him later on in his 3-year-old season. Then the number 8 Rocket Can, who won the Holy Bull, which is kind of the prep for this race, and looking how that one had been running. The big thing that he had going into the Holy Bull, he had gone 1.16 miles in his career, and he had success where other competitors in that field hadn't. So Rocket Can ran very well. He's going to need to improve, though, from a number standpoint to catch Forte, but the price might be right on him. He's 8-1 morning line, but I think he'll take a bit of play at the window. So that is how I see Saturday's coast-to-coast pick 5. We'll take a look at my ticket. With that single, I was able to spread in the other leg. So overall, for that dollar minimum, a $54 ticket is what I've assembled. Great racing this Saturday. Hope to see you get involved in that Coast to Coast Pick 5.